for all of those people watching us, we had 3 meetings already, so some of the board members, you might see them eating a little bit. Don't take offense. They're hungry, okay? They need nourishment to carry on. All right. I'd like to call, welcome to the Shelton Board of Education regular meeting in person at the Board of Education office on Long Hill Avenue in the first floor boardroom. Today is Wednesday, June 15th, 2022. It is 7:04 p.m. A call to order, please.
Joseph Pagliaro.
Here.
Lorraine Rosner.
Here.
Kate Kuchash.
Here.
Diana Meyer.
Here.
Patty Noonan.
Here.
James Orozetti.
Here.
Carl Rizzo.
Here.
Amy Romano.
Here.
Kathy Olish.
Here.
And the minutes will reflect in attendance John Calhoun, Todd Heffelfinger, Carol Canozo, Ken Serenich, and Kristen Santilli.
Okay, thank you. Let's rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. I need a motion to approve the agenda.
So, Madam Chair, one amendment to the agenda?
Yes, okay.
On item 16, add possible action on workman's comp case.
Okay,
So it will read as is and then just add the ending.
okay, so possible action on workers' comp case. Do I have a second? Second. Any discussion? Sensing none? Which one? You can't hear? 16? Yeah, 16, because, and 15, we're going into executive session to discuss a possible action on a workers' comp case and also the RFP process. And in number 16, it just says that possible action on the cafeteria contract, but it doesn't list a possible action on the workers' comp case if we are advised to do so.
This is just a point of order. After if the attorney advises that the board has to take a motion, it's on the agenda and
Right.
possible action can be done. So,
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, sensing none, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstention, motion carries. All right. Number 3, approval of the consent agenda.
Move to approve, Madam Chair?
Okay. Second. Okay, seconded by Joseph and Lorraine Rosner. Joseph Pagliaro and Lorraine Rosner, not that they have the same last name. Okay. We have to have a little levity here. Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. Number 4, approval of the superintendent's recommended 2022-2023 budget. I need a motion.
I would like to make a motion to approve the budget.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second it. Patty Noonan.
Second by Patty Moonen. Any discussion? Sensing none, all those in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed? Abstention, motion carries. Okay, boy, we moved right on there. Number 5, presentations and recognition. Mr. Superintendent, that's you.
Okay, so over the past few weeks, shall I say, we've been hearing all these wonderful news about our Shelton High School Unified Sports Team and their adventures in Florida. So we've asked them to come here today to speak about what has happened. If you follow Mrs. Riddle on social media, you've seen all these wonderful pictures and the events that have been taking place. But I'm actually going to turn it over to Karen Devanchek, who is one of the advisors for this, and all of her friends. But I figure you're going to speak first, basically, to tell us about what has happened, the achievements of the team, and your experiences in Florida. So please.
Okay, so we went to Orlando, Florida, June 4th to June 12th. I have my partners and athletes here. I have Sophia Fabian, Kira Foley, our partners, Jason Lowe's a partner, Kelly Stanley, athlete, Tyler Smith, athlete. Unfortunately, Matt Derrick is not feeling well, and I would
Well, I would be, I was just going to say, I would be remiss, I know I asked Karen to speak, but I also want to recognize Mike Gambardello for, as co-advisor and the work that he's done with them as well.
I just want to thank a few people. First of all, I'd like to thank the board for approving the trip. Kathy Riddle and the administration, Scott Snell, and Brenda Hanson, who does all the work in his office, in the office, for helping us out with everything we had to do and supporting us in every way. And I'd also like to thank Mr. John Niskey, who was the athletic director last year, who was very instrumental in having our team chosen to represent the state of Connecticut. So we're very proud of what we accomplished, and to tell you the truth, it wasn't that much work, it was a lot of fun.
Well, we are very proud of you, the work that the both of you do with our students, and just the accomplishments of the athletes and the students. It's a really shining moment for Shelton, and thank you for representing us in Florida this year. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we went down with 8 and I came back with the same 8.
If I may, I'd like to invite you and the athletes up. We're going to take a picture right here in the center. So.
Do you want us to hold the banner? Or do you want
Yes, that'd be great.
Put your medals in.
Put on your medal. Where do you want to go? Do you want to go to the center?
They're heavy on this ass. Sarah, did you have the shrimps?
Congratulations, Tyler. Good for you. No, you're right. He's so tall. He's got to hold it down for us. They can't see. The girls might have to get on the sides and hold the banners. The girls might have to hold the banners because they're so short.
All right, guys. I know this.
Yeah.
So I'd like to just move on to our next recognition of the evening. And I want to just say a slight story relative to this recognition. When I started in Shelton, as everyone knows, I started as the principal of Shelton Intermediate School. And in my first year there, several years ago, I was very impressed by an annual event that took place in that building where retirees were honored in that beautiful lobby of that building. I know Mrs. Rosner was instrumental in putting that together, but it was a nice event to see, to gather our retirees together, to honor them, to bring Shelton community together, to recognize them for their achievements, and to have somewhat of a social where food was shared and everything. So I know some of those events have been thrown off in these past years with the pandemic and social distancing and everything, but I thought it would be so appropriate in our new boardroom, now that we have the space, to attempt to bring back similar events back again. I want to thank Whitson's for providing us with tonight's setup. But it was just an absolute small token that we can do in honoring all of our retirees from the district and inviting them today for a recognition. What I'd like to do, and I know Mrs. Yolish read the list last month, but we have retirees with us today that were able to attend tonight. I'm going to read the entire list, and if you are with us tonight, can you please stand to be recognized? And then when we're over, I'm going to invite you as well to come and take a picture in front of our nice banner as we honor you this evening for retirement. So retiring this year is Catherine Arugio, Sharon Kerr, Mary Clark, Patty Donofrio, Henry Kolowski, Robin Kitchard, Gail Craho, Rosalia Maturo, Pat Sage, Laura Sargent, Seth Stevens, Marianne Timely, Lorraine Williams, and Penny Zatomi. Thank you for your years of service to Shelton Public Schools. there was a consistent message that was said by all of our retirees. And that message was, I did it for the kids. And it was such a profound message for me, as superintendent, as a parent, as a fellow teacher, that in your honor and the retirees moving forward, the Board of Ed is establishing a scholarship fund for all retirees in Shelton that will go towards students graduating Shelton High who are choosing a field of education.
And we're gonna put a plaque up too in the, Ken? We are going to put up a plaque at Shelton High School with all of your names as the retirees. We're gonna try to keep this tradition going.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And Madam Chair, that is all my presentations for this evening. Oh, and I will say to the next agenda item that's coming up, we've excused our student reps from tonight's meetings because they are in finals. So they will not be joining us.
Okay. Agenda item 7, public comment. Disclaimer read by the board chair. Per board policy numbers 9323 and 9325, 5 minutes allowed to each speaker. No Board of Ed employee, student, or community member should be defamed within public comment. Any members of the public who wish to speak briefly before the board must only comment on matters associated with the Board of Education business. Persons wishing to address the Shelton Board of Education are limited to Shelton residents, parents of current Shelton students, and employees of Shelton Public Schools or service contracted providers of Shelton Public Schools. Is there anyone from the public who wishes to speak? Anyone from the public who wishes to speak? Anyone from the public who wishes to speak? Sensing none, we will go on to agenda item 8, which is the superintendent's report.
Back again. Thank you, Madam Chair. So I'm trying to keep my board comments brief. I know we've had a long meetings and we had a couple of recognitions this evening, but I do want to thank the board. I'm extremely excited and happy that we were able to pass an operational budget this year. This is the second year in a row since I've been superintendent that we were able to balance the budget funded by our city without any layoffs of staff. And I just find that's a huge accomplishment for our school system. And I want to thank everyone for their involvement, especially the Board of Ed for putting forward our work with the Board of Aldermen, Mayor Loretti, President Anglais, and of course, my leadership team and staff for their collaborative work in making this effort happen. I did speak to the mayor today. We did talk about setting up a time for do the special ed reserve account. We'll be meeting sometime after graduation. Reflective to establishing the special ed account, the board will note that in their packet, and I know I said it in finance, is the monthly special ed report for the district. The good news is that our total overall special ed numbers have decreased. We had several out-of-district placements that have decreased as well. I don't want to use the phrase bad news, but the news with that is we already have 11 new registrations who are moving into Shelton after July 1st associated with IEPs. So as we talked about that ebbs and flows, it'll be my effort to keep the mayor informed of what's happening so we can work collaboratively with the city to meet the needs of our students. With my conversation with the mayor today, we also discussed upgrades that have been happening to the buses, particularly with the idea of the cameras and some things that needed to be attended, which I think was positive for us, as well as he and I had a great discussion about school security making sure that we keep our schools safe, working collaboratively with the Shelton Police Department, who will have an active role in the last few days of the school year as students are more outside and visible and participating in field days. We'll see an increase of police involvement in their regular patrols at our school system that the mayor and I discussed today, which I think is very good for our community. I look forward to commencement next week and wish the best for the class of 2022. It should be a great event. I also want to publicly congratulate. Last month, we recognized our finalists for the Teacher of the Year. Since then, we announced our Teacher of the Year, which is Catherine Diedelbaum. So congratulations to her. She will be recognized at Convocation, in which she'll get her plaque, and she'll give her a little speech, and we look forward to that. The last thing that I want to cover is breaking news, and I'm very, very excited about this. There's only one other person in this room that knows about this right now, and so this will be hot off the presses that I'm sharing with you that we're very excited about. And I need to preference why it's so exciting. So for the past 12 years, Shelton High School had not successfully met all the standards in NEASC. We have gone 12 years on what they call a conditional accreditation, and that has been longstanding for a long time. Today, we received our NEASC report from the NEASC report is, and I'm happy to say that we are a fully accredited NEASC. I would be remiss if I did not recognize Kathy Riddle and her team for making this happen in the short time that she's been the high school principal and what she's done there. We've accomplished what we haven't done in the past 12 years in terms of this accreditation process, and kudos to your work and the work that you do with your high school staff. Thank you. So we received the full report today. My plan is, and what I would like to do is present that report at an upcoming teaching and learning meeting where the board can be versed with all of our areas that we met and what does that mean for our school system. So, and that is my report.
Well, I don't want to take away from Kathy Riddle and her staff, but Lorraine, weren't you on that?
A couple times.
Didn't we get interviewed this past time?
Oh, right.
We got, the three of us got interviewed, and we did
Said
glowing.
really good things.
And we were your best PR agent, so don't forget that, you know? We did. Okay, I just had to add that. Yeah, because that was on a Sunday night, wasn't it?
It was a Sunday night.
It was a Sunday night. No, it was a Zoom.
But we smiled.
And we smiled, yes. Okay. Communications to the board?
We did not receive any, but we did send thank you letters out to the organizations that did sponsor the Special Olympics, Avello and Thule, so those thank you notes.
Thank you, and Lori assisted in that, and I just had to sign it, so that was great. Thank you, Lori. All right, comments by the board chair? It's me. It is said that June is the gateway to summer and unfolds time for rest and recreation. And that is what the employees, the students and families, and even the Board of Ed members are looking forward to as the school year ends. I'd like to extend thanks and appreciation to our superintendent, chief of staff, finance director, and administrative staff for their dedicated efforts in resolving and finalizing the 2022-23 budget. Their many hours of focus to constructively and creatively crunch the numbers to match the final appropriation by the city officials is a great feat and must be acknowledged. Many wonderful celebrations are taking place this month, including step-up days, musical performances, awards assemblies, field days, theatrical productions, retirement celebrations, and of course, graduation. Many of the board members look forward to attending these events and find them to be the joy and pride of the Shelton school system. I would like to once again offer congratulations to all our retirees, and I think most of them left, I don't blame them.
Except Lorraine.
Except Lorraine. Lorraine, you can just tell them I said it, all right? Yeah. I would like to, congratulations to our retirees, award recipients, and high school graduates and their families. I also offer thanks and appreciation to all of our Shelton Board of Ed employees for their exceptional dedication, support, and determination in providing our kids with the best opportunities for learning and growing in a safe and nurturing environment. On behalf of the Board of Education, I wish everyone a safe, healthy, and enjoyable summer vacation. And that is my commentary. So now we go on to reports of standing committee, teaching and learning.
Teaching and learning will meet on Tuesday, the 21st at 4:30 p.m. And our topic will be the spring NWEA testing results.
Finance?
We met tonight at 5:15. Mr. Saranich gave a really good overview as far as the budget, so I won't stole some of my thunder. It's okay. We received all the allocated funds from the excess cost share grant, which was just shy of 1.8 million. So our year-to-date, we were running at a deficit last month of about 240,000. This grant helped us close that gap to about 142,000, and our books will not close until August, which is the same that happens at City Hall, because the bills keep coming in that were incurred during this school year. The next step after the budget dust settles is discussion of the 5-year technology plan, and that's it.
Thank you. All right, policy.
Oh, we have no meeting in June. It was canceled. It'll be moved to tentatively Tuesday, August 9th, time to be determined because of teaching and learning should be on the same day.
August
But we
9th.
just haven't.
That's my anniversary.
Oh, you could still
Bring
come.
Norman.
Bring Norman, oh, yeah.
That's exactly where he wants to
Say.
be.
That's all right. He can't hear anyway, so I can just sit him right there.
By the time we're out to dinner.
Okay. So our agenda items are
Our
possibly,
bylaw 9222, the after microphone.
oh,
1312 public complaint, and also 5131.91 bullying. That currently are the agenda items for that meeting.
thank you very much. Let's see, next we have buildings and grounds. Mr. Pagliaro.
Madam Chairman, we did meet this evening too at 6:15 after the finance meeting. Mr. Calhoun gave us a very good report, updating us on all the projects that have been completed for this year. And looking forward to his schedule to get some capital work done over the summer, as well as looking for possibly a new sign for the high school, the cafeteria replacement, the tables, and all those good things. And I'll let him respond a little more because he'll do it far better than I right now.
Okay, just in summary, we talked about the status of the high school stadium field house. We talked about the lighting project that's going to be going on at Perry Hill. And again, some projects we'd like to see going forward, such as new signage, possible other projects on the capital project to get through this summer and get completed. And plus, we have all of our other our summer work that we do starting the first day of summer. So
We will have our next meeting in August as well. Date to be determined.
Date to be determined. Thank you very much. Okay, let's see, 12, reports of liaisons. CES,
I was traveling and you said you attended?
and I subbed, yes. And I subbed, I was your substitute. Yes, I attended the meeting, and basically everybody gave their end of the year report. It was not in person, it was just in a compilation. So the whole meeting centered on the contract for Chip Dumais, and I think they had to have a follow-up meeting.
And they did approve it.
And they did approve it, okay. So we're getting a bargain, by the way. That's just my aside. Just want to let you know. And no meetings in the summer, so we'll
Correct.
resume until
Next meeting, September.
September. And that's that, Cabe?
Yes, Bob Rader, who's been the CAVE Executive Director for the past 26 years, has announced his retirement.
Wow.
And Patrice McCarthy, who is the General Counsel, is going to stay on as General Counsel and Executive Director.
Oh,
She's going to do both jobs. And there's an upcoming CAVE program in August 18th. They'll be having its annual Summer Leadership Conference. So if anyone's interested in attending, check your email for registration.
Thank you very much. Let's see, 13, for your information, attached you have a vacancy report, staff and stipend actions, enrollment report, bus data log, and special education report. Number 14, celebrations. Is anybody? Yes, Mrs.
We have one hot off the press. I'm going to ask Kathy Riddle to assist. We have a female heptathlete who is just found out #1 in the state. She finished. Name Jennifer. Okay, Audrey Kozak was close. I'm sorry, I just found out. It's late night. Yeah, so that's really big. #1 in the state. Heptathlete is how many events? 7? Yeah. We knew it wasn't 10. That's all we knew.
Okay. Anybody else? Patty, do you have any? No.
Is it the school? Gosh.
Okay.
I have something.
Go ahead, go for it.
Actually, you may have covered it the last meeting, but Susical was fabulous. I didn't see, but they won several songs.
They did, that's what we forgot.
Awards.
Well,
Best
they got
musical.
nominated and won 3.
Won 3, including
Best
best
musical.
musical.
Again.
Best musical, best choreography, and best costumes.
And
I have that.
Footloose will be opening on July 22nd at Center Stage for 10 performances.
What's that? Footloose?
Footloose.
Footloose.
Yes,
Okay. All right, I wrote some out. Congratulations to Shelton High School math teacher, Catherine Diedelbaum, for being named Shelton Teacher of the Year. We wish her good luck in her preparation for Connecticut Teacher of the Year. Didn't we have, wasn't last year's Teacher of the Year Shelton Teacher as well?
And also named Catherine. And also named Catherine.
And also named Catherine, right. I thought there was a sequence in, there must be something's going on at that high school, Mrs. Rail. I'm gonna have to come and check it out. Okay, kudos to the continuing efforts of Perry Hill School teachers, Deb Tucker, Melissa Fenster-Maker, Courtney Dishon, and Liz Vicidamino.
Vic Domino.
Thanks. They have been instrumental in forming and operating the Perry Hill Gardening Program for several years. Presently, 32 students from grades 5 and 6 and 7 from special ed are involved in the planting, caring for, and harvesting the garden. The program is so impressive that the mayor and city officials allocated funding in the budget to support their program. And I believed he did the same thing with Shelton High School.
Yeah.
Or intermediate school, right? With the intermediate school, okay. You already commented on the drama club. A big shout out to Dr. Napoli, Anthony Tartaglia, and Ashley Daddio for their work with the Shelton Intermediate School Drama Club kids. The students wowed the audience with their presentation of The Wizard of Oz. It was fabulous. The many talented performers included Murphy Riddle, our own Kathy Riddle's daughter, and Lynn Coffin's daughter, English teacher, Lynn Coffin, Tessa.
Them killed the other.
Yes, to name a few, and I think there were some other teachers. All of them are teachers' kids. Well, congratulations to all of them. Shelton High School will certainly be welcoming these actors and actresses to the school in the next year or two. I know that I saw Joe Sedlock there, and he was already scouting them out. The Book and Achievement and Scholarship Awards Night was a tremendous event, witnessing over $590,000 in awards being distributed to our amazing and deserving students was a proud moment for our city, our school system, the Board of Ed members, and Shelton High School staff, and most of all, the recipients and their families. A big shout out to Eric Marcheri and all of his counselors and staff who helped to make that event so successful. Felicitations to our Shelton High School valedictorian, Ashley Jacob, and salutatorian, Dia Patel, and the top 20 named students in the graduating class of 2022. We are very proud of their achievement and special recognition, and all of this will be featured in Shelton Life, by the way, as we do a report on Shelton High School graduates, where the students the awards being presented, where the students are attending school, et cetera, et cetera. And lastly, congratulations to our students in the Unified Arts Program for their exceptional performance in the games held in Disney. We are so proud of their success and appreciate the work done by the teachers who work with them each day. And those are the celebrations, and now
Kathy, can we talk, at that scholarship night, we had a student get a $200,000
Yes.
scholarship, which is amazing.
Yes.
He's going to Penn State? Yeah. So that's pretty big. And then another one got 120,000 ROTC.
And Kathy, wasn't it the highest total of scholarship money
Ever?
that was given out ever?
Ever, I think.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And that says an awful lot about our community
Yep.
and on the people that support the high school, awards. I mean, every year it seems to be getting bigger and bigger, and that's pretty good in this economy, especially this economy. Other than that, those are our celebrations, and now I'm going to say if you would like to leave, any in the audience, we are going into an executive session for discussion, and then when we come out, we're only gonna act on the 2 items. So if you would like to leave, I am going to leave.
We have to make a motion.
Well, I know that, but I mean, if they wanna, not only the park, if they wanna
Feel
leave the
free to
parking
take
lot
food.
and have a good night and enjoy, go celebrate, whatever. Okay. Okay.
Motion to go into executive session.
All right, we have a motion to go into executive session made by Kate Kutesh. Can I have a second? Joseph Pagliaro, second. Any discussion? All those in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries. I'm going to invite into executive session. Do I have to say all the board members' names?
No, they are.
Okay, I know, but I don't know, if you some people want.
Members of the board. Members of the board, go ahead.
Membership of the board, additionally, Attorney Cotter, Superintendent Serenich, Carol Pinozzo, Chief of Staff, and Todd Heffelfinger, our Director of Finance. Okay, we are coming out of executive session at 8:05 p.m. No votes were taken, and now we will go to agenda item 16, discussion and possible action on administration's recommendation on the cafeteria contract and possible vote on the workers' comp case. Okay, do I have a motion?
I would like to make a motion to approve the recommendation of the Assistant City Corporation Attorney, Thomas Galvin Cotter, as discussed in executive session.
Second.
Okay, motion was made by Mrs. Romano, seconded by Mrs. Kutas. Any discussion? Sensing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries.
Good night, Tom.
Good night. Thank you, Mr. Cotter. Okay, take care. All right, and now I need a motion for the RFP process for the cafeteria. Anybody care to make a motion? Mr. Orzetti?
I'll make a motion to authorize the superintendent to sign an RFP contract on the committee's recommendation.
Okay. I'll second it. Okay, motion is made by Mr. Orzetti and seconded by Mr. Rizzo. Any discussion? Sensing none, all those in favor, aye? Aye. Aye. Opposed, abstention, motion carries. And with that, it is 8:08, and we are adjourned. Good night, everyone.
Thank you very much.